We now turn our attention to Saturday, and we begin the Saturday slate with Virginia Tech and Syracuse in the ACC. Virginia Tech 4-point road favorites at the Carrier Dome. The total in this one, 53.5. I don't care what sponsor fucking company they call it. It's the Carrier Dome to me. It will always be the Carrier Dome to me. Syracuse. As far as this game goes, what happened to Syracuse? I couldn't believe what I was watching from Kyle McCord. Kyle McCord, we've sung the praises of him. He's had a great season. What the hell was that against Pittsburgh last week? 3 pick sixes, not just 3 interceptions, 3 pick sixes in one game from Kyle McCord. Just a disaster, a nightmare night for a guy that's actually played pretty well this season. Now, we know he's better than that because he's actually had a pretty solid. He was good enough to beat UNLV on the road, played great. You know, he's better than that. I think it was just one of those nights. It was a bad night on the road. Plus, it was their 3rd straight road game, and it looked like they hit a wall, Syracuse. They played like it. They just had nothing against Pitt. Nothing on defense. Pitt went up and down the field against them. And then on offense, it was the worst game of the year for Kyle McCord. But now they're back at home, and you'd think they're going to play a lot better. But I don't know if it's good enough, A. And B, I don't know if I want to step in front of Virginia Tech. They have hit the on switch the last few weeks. They are playing terrific ball. The defense has really stepped up the last several weeks. You saw the results. They whipped Stanford. They should have beat Miami. They obviously take down Georgia Tech last week, although Georgia Tech playing without their top quarterback, Haynes King. But nevertheless, they're revving up Virginia Tech. They're playing some really good football, 4 straight covers. They beat down BC as well, Boston College. Let's not forget that. They're playing really good football right now. There's no doubt. Drones has been better each week. Tutton running the ball. The defense is getting better by the week. Syracuse has been good at home at times. They're going to want to bounce back spot here. But I don't know if I want to step in front of the Hokies right now, Connor Mack. They're playing that well. What do you think here, Virginia Tech, Syracuse?
Yeah, with Virginia Tech, I mean, how do you take it? You go on the road, you win. You know what I mean? Even though the tough loss to Miami, then they just take care of Stanford. BC has a meltdown. And then you have the backup with Georgia Tech. Well, I got to give them a little credit. You know, I think they are playing well. But back on the road here, you mentioned, I think Syracuse just, shit just rolls downhill. Yeah, 3rd straight road game. I'm just pick. I think McCord will be a lot better. And once you build that lead, you know, they didn't have to do anything. And again, it's been in some Syracuse games. Penalties were bad. They weren't very good again there. But they're back here at home. And I think everyone's going to want to jump off because of that game. That's where I want them. I was glad I didn't take them against Pitt. And real quick to look at the box score, because you go up just 21-0, then Pitt just has to hand it off. And he threw a few more picks than that. So it just looks so weird because they're coming from behind, didn't really do anything. But the stats are just look totally different, you know, when you look at it, you know, through that lens. But yeah, I think this is as much as Vautech has been very, very good. I think everyone doesn't want Syracuse, and McCord will be better, I think, especially at home. It is the Carrier Dome. All right, Benno, it is. No, you can still call it that, whatever the hell they call it now. But yeah, I'm interested in Syracuse here, +4, and I got a lot of love for Virginia Tech. But yeah, they got to go on the road here, win by a touchdown. Yeah, I like Q's.
I think it's a Q spot. I agree with you there. It is a Q spot. I think they'll be better. Will it be enough is going to be the question. I will say
will it be? Tutton's been good. The defense has been very good for Virginia Tech. You know, they got all those turnovers. In BC, they were good against the backup last week. Georgia Tech couldn't score. They've been playing very well.
I will say this, and look, that Old Dominion win looks even a lot better now. And the Vanderbilt loss, which everyone was panicking, that first loss of the year to Vanderbilt for Virginia Tech. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Virginia Tech's supposed to be this great team, losing to Vanderbilt. Well, it turns out Vanderbilt's a lot better than people think. They beat Alabama, they beat Kentucky, they almost beat Missouri, and they almost beat mighty Texas this past weekend. So that's not a bad loss anymore for Virginia Tech, losing to Vanderbilt that first game. And the Old Dominion win looks even better now because Old Dominion's been really good this season lately, especially lately. And they went there and they won 37-17. So it's tough for me to go against Virginia Tech, but I hear what you're saying. This feels like certainly a buy low spot on Syracuse coming off their worst game of the year. They've been pretty solid at home. If you look at Syracuse at home, they did lose to Stanford, but they were 9-point favorites. They did beat Georgia Tech at home. Let's not forget that early in the season with Haynes King, obviously. So, yeah, definitely from a spot perspective, there's reasons you could maybe get there with Syracuse here. All right.